Well, man, you come in here today on the Live Lounge and Do Not Afraid from the Heart, and then I watched you and your friends rip 7 Shades of Paint off Made of Veil by freestyling with Tim Westwood. I've seen the two sides of you in full effect today, and it's good to see you again, Eminem. How are you?
It's good to be back. I'm good.
You've seen more of this place, or at least the walls of this place, than pretty much anywhere else in London in the last few times you've been out here.
Yeah, man. It's like I keep coming to the same room. It's like getting thrown back in jail. I keep going back in jail.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way. I'm glad we're doing it for you.
Nah, I'm comfortable here, man. It's good.
We need to put a plaque on the wall. You and Big Crosby and the Beatles. You know, I woke up this morning and I listened to a brand new piece of music from your new album, right, from Recovery. I listened to Won't Back Down, and it had just leaked online, and I checked it out. And with Pink, again, the way Pink sounds on that record, I mean, let's talk about that.
Yeah, she smashed it.
Seriously.
It was one of them tracks, man, where I felt like when it was finished, I felt like I just heard her on it. And, you know, I've always respected what she does, and you know, Pink is kind of a rebel to me, you know, and obviously, you know, she's talented, you know, so it's like, and she did her thing.
Someone said to me when I spoke to them about it, it was like, that's the kind of tune that Pink would have wanted to make throughout her career as well. You know, it's kind of like the perfect beat for her to step up and do something on that she maybe hasn't had the guts or the time to do before as well.
Well, I think it's just one of them things that I just think it's a hard track. You know what I mean?
Tough. The beat's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Pink and produced by DJ Khalil. Just one of the many producers opened up to Eminem's new album. But how did it come about?
Yeah, he's one of Dre's dudes, and Dre was trying to get me to link up with him for a while, and he had been playing me things here and there, and I'm always like, yo. No, Dre would always, you know, have just various tracks from Khalil as he was coming up, and you know, I knew Khalil's drum game was always sick, and it was one of them things where it was only a matter of time before it was one of the things it took me to. I had to realize, like, I want to step outside the box and do this album. Yeah. And it felt like as soon as I started working with Just Blaze, I felt like the door kind of flung open. Yeah. And I was like, yo, I like doing this too, because it was kind of like a breath of fresh air to start working with other producers.
I mean, you know, it just must be such a pleasure to go on his trip, because his beats are ridiculous.
Well, the producers on the record, I try to name them all off, but there's so many, it's hard to remember everybody. Just Blaze, DJ Khalil, Mr. Porter. Yeah.
Boy Wonder. Yeah, that's right.
Boy Wonder, Alex the Kid, Dr. Dre, Emil. Yeah. It was great to be able to not have to worry about making the beats, and just being able to focus on the rhyme, which I felt like I did last record, you know, with Dre and everything. But to get so many different sounds and come from so many different angles and grab different tracks from different people was like, it started to be, you know, I kind of got like it was kind of like a kid in a candy shop. I was going back to like a lot of my older material, like the Marshall Mathers LP and Eminem Show, and I was trying to figure out why my songs didn't feel like that anymore. And started wanting to focus more on the feel of records as opposed to just trying to, you know,
spit.
Yeah, trying to, you know, kill every rhyme like to the best of my capability. You know what I mean? So, and I realized, like, you know, I want my records to feel like this again. The last record was a lot of punchlines, a lot of jokes and shock value and things like that going on. But it felt like it was cool, but it didn't make me feel anything. Whether it be you know, anger, aggression, sadness, uplifting,
emotion.
Yeah. You know, I just wanted to put the feeling back into what I'm saying. So I just felt like I wanted to choose my words differently on this record. When I first got sober, I almost felt like everything was new to me again. You know,
how am I going to feel when I rap? How am I going to feel when I write?
How am I going to feel? Yeah. Like the recording process was new to me. Man, trees were new to me. You know what I mean? Like nature, things that I never would appreciate before I started learning to appreciate. So my eyes were, I felt like I was, you know, born again. So it was kind of like everything was all new. I was like a brand new baby, and I was kind of like all these things that I had taken for granted over so many years of just, you know, going through my addiction. I felt like Wow, this is crazy. I got very happy with my sobriety, and I started to get very giddy. So everything was just like a lot of laughter that replaced a lot of that sadness. So it was, I got really happy. So I wanted to write funny things, and I was laughing again. I was joking again. Everything was brand new. So it was like, I feel like I was a little happy, almost to the point where I was giddy. So those were the kind of records that I was making. And now that I think that I'm settling into sobriety, I feel like I'm starting to get back to, semi-normal.
Well, angry.
I'm getting back to pissed off again.
It's good. On the live front, you did one show last year in New Orleans at the Voodoo Music Fest. Did you enjoy that experience?
Yeah, I did, man. I came on stage and I was like, wow. I remember getting goosebumps, and I remember the rush that I used to get going on stage, and for so many years it had just been. It just wasn't there. It was like, this is a job. You know what I mean? Like, oh, do I really got to do this? I mean, that's how I was taking my life, and I had to really step back and assess, man. Like, I'm blessed to be in this place that I'm in. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is a hell of a lot better. I certainly do have my qualms with the fame and all that, but I'm in a hell of a lot better place than I would have been had I not made it.
Well, you've got a parachute now. That's how I see it. Before it was like you were free falling and everyone was trying to kind of catch you, but now it's like, actually, I can stop myself.
Yeah.
I can pull back if I want to.
Good metaphor, man.
Nice
Good
one.
metaphor.
Thanks.
Nice one.
I'll take it. Yeah. The thing is, though, with the live front is that now that you've got these festivals coming with Tea in the Park and Oxygen, and the one in Zurich, you've also got these big shows with Jay. Now, this is great for you because it puts a positive step forward in terms of performing live, but there's going to be an appetite for it. Are you going to just take it one gig at a time, see how it goes?
Yeah, I'm kind of doing that right now. I can't say anything definitely either way right now. You know what I mean? I guess I'm taking it a day at a time as you're doing recovery, and as I have to see. It's more about how I feel.
Yeah.
As I'm doing it and how these shows come out, and you know what I mean. And if I feel it, then Are
you rehearsing at the minute? Or are you trying to think about how you're going to put the show together? Musically and stuff.
Haven't really had much time to think about it, but when I get back home, I'm definitely going to probably get a lot of rehearsal time in.
Yeah.
A little rusty at the shows right now for the moment. It's hard, man. When you're in the studio, you're in the lab, you're creating music, you're kind of closed off from everything.
Focused on it, yeah.
Yeah, you're so focused, and you got to go back. You got to get back out there, so you got to get warmed up to it again.
Would you consider doing Renegades up there with him, and again a couple of other things?
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's such a fan favorite, that one.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it yet. We haven't discussed it, but I'm sure that we probably will. I'm sure that discussion is coming soon. So.
As far as the future is concerned, you said before, you're sort of taking it one step at a time as far as live is concerned, but any reason to think about stop making music, or you just want to keep going now? You got the hunger for it again. It sounds like you do.
Well, definitely the flame has been lit again.
You sound so hungry, man. I mean, on Won't Back Down, I couldn't believe it. It was just fire. I was just like,
thanks, man.
What?
Yeah, I definitely, it's kind of I don't want to say a newly discovered passion, but I'm passionate, more passionate about it now than ever, I think, and I just I'll take it as it comes and see, but every day is a day at a time. You
feeling Jay Electronica? You feeling Drake? You feeling what's going on at the minute outside of your
Yeah, definitely, man. There's a lot of new up and coming artists that are killing it right now.
Jay kills me, man. Jay Elect, just like I'm so excited about what that guy's
super lyrical.
Really.
Yes.
And you still listen to a lot of rap records on a day-to-day basis? You still as much a fan?
Yes. Probably always been a fan, but I definitely, there were times that I got away from it.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't really. There was a good 4 or 5 year period where I was going through that period that we know what I'm talking about, and I really didn't listen to anything. I just was so stuck in the dark, man. And it's like the lights came on, and now I'm back to I listen to everything to see what everybody's doing, and I'm a fan of this, man. And
go back and listen to your old records as well.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Like I went back and listened to a lot of my older records just to see why. Remember the feeling that I got when I first made those records, and I wanted to put that back into the music.
Did you have a moment where you were like, I'm pretty badass?
Every moment I wake
up. Good to talk with you. Thanks for coming in, and we always appreciate you spending a bit of time out here in the UK on each record, and we look forward to seeing you on stage again, man.
Yes, indeed. No
Safe
doubt.
travels.
Thank you.